So what is your biggest marriage challenge that you'd be open to and comfortable sharing? Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel, or if you're new to stuff.
You're not wearing your wings.
No, am I supposed to be wrong? Okay, put it back on.
No, you don't have your on.
No, I don't even. Okay. Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome to my channel. My name is Kat and I am a flight attendant for a major US airline. Now, this video has been so requested. So basically, we are going to be doing a Q&A. I pretty much have my husband here against his will just to film this video. So I asked you guys on Instagram, which if you're not following my Instagram, I will plug it right here, to go and ask us questions. to go and ask us questions that you guys would like the answers to. So before this video ends up just awful, let's get into it. Some of you guys did ask the same question, so clearly I'm only gonna ask it once. I've seen a few of the questions, but not very many, and he's pretty much seen next to none. So a lot of these are just gonna be on the spot. First question, how did you guys meet?
I don't know.
Yes, you do. We met because he was visiting one of his friends in Phoenix, who used to be in the military in Germany, and I was going. Does Paul not used to be in the German?
No.
How did you know Paul?
He was tattooing in the same shop.
What shop?
The shop in Germany.
So he wasn't. Oh, but he wasn't in the military.
No.
But he was in the military.
Yeah.
But not when he was there.
No.
2,000 years later.
Before he starts tattooing.
See, this is why we need both of us, because I can't even remember the story. Anyways, he was visiting one of his friends who lives in Phoenix, and I had just gotten my regional airline offer, so I was going out to Phoenix for training. And we matched on Tinder. But he was leaving the next day.
3 days later.
3 days later. It was something really close. I think, yeah. And so he was like, we have to hang out. I have to leave. And obviously with training, I didn't have any time. And I was just like, okay, well, if you're leaving, then you're leaving. So bye. So basically it did not work out. So basically it did not work out. And he went back to Germany, and then we kept talking and talking, and we were FaceTiming all the time and texting. And I was like,
that's not true.
Yes, it was.
No, it's not.
How's
He
that
said,
not
you
true?
know, that's too far away. That, and then we didn't talk at all for 2 months.
Oh yeah, there was a period where we weren't talking.
And then you texted me.
Man, this story is so different in my head.
No, that's not what he said, but
I remember the story totally different. Anyways, I was like, oh dang, I actually like this guy. So I decided, okay, I'm gonna fly out to Germany. Mind you, we've never met in person up to this point. So I put 4 of my reserve days together. 1 whole day flying out there. I was going from Phoenix to Chicago, Chicago to Frankfurt, and I was supposed to get into Frankfurt at 4 in the morning. Chicago had a ground delay. Whenever I was supposed to leave Phoenix, I couldn't get to Chicago. And so finally I ended up 2 hours later getting to Chicago, and the door should have already been closed for my flight to Frankfurt. But I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna run, but I'm gonna hustle and see if I can get there. So I get to the gate, and they are literally in the process of shutting the door. And she's like, you're too late, you're too late. And I was like, I'm sorry, the ground delay. And she just kind of looks around and says, okay, get your passport, let's go. So I make onto the flight. I text him saying, I'm on my way there. I will be there at 4 a.m. Here's my flight number, whatever. Now, I did not buy internet, so that was the end of the conversation. He understood, he knew when to pick me up. So I get to Frankfurt after 16 hours of flying at 4 a.m. Everything is closed. Nobody speaks any English. My Wi-Fi is going in and out, and I'm calling him and calling him and calling him, and I am not getting an answer. So then I am literally there just like, what did I do? So I was like, okay, I was calling my mom's panicking, and I was like, it's fine, I'll try and get a hostel when stuff opens up, I'll figure out what to do. It was a mess. 2 hours after he was supposed to get me, it's now 6 a.m., I finally get a phone call. He's like, I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry. I was so nervous you were coming to town. I couldn't sleep all night. And then when I did sleep, I overslept my alarm clock. His mom and his grandparents, yeah, his mom and his grandparents like kind of live in like the same area. So his mom saw he never left to come get me. So she had to go to his house to come wake me up to come get me. So 3 hours after he was supposed to pick me up, he finally came and got me. And that was the first time we met.
And your mom told me.
Oh yeah, and my mom had to call him because I was basically just like, I can't get Wi-Fi. Maybe if you call him, because maybe he's just not getting my phone calls. And here we are. Okay.
But you're not pissed in that moment.
I wasn't
so
mad.
So I mean, that's the right one.
I was not mad. All right, let's see. What is your age difference and how did your family react? So I'm 26 and he's 36.
I'm 35.
I always try and make him feel like a year older than he is. So I'm 26 and he's 35. How did your family react?
Yeah, she's cute. Cool.
Yeah, I met his family the first time that I went out to Germany. And they were wonderful. They were super nice. I feel like with my family, they kind of just expected my crazy antics and weren't surprised one bit. And then whenever he came, they loved him. So is it hard on your husband being away as a flight attendant?
Yeah, sometimes. Sometimes it's really nice.
If I'm on my period, TMI, it is the best thing ever for both of us, for me to just get away.
Just pick a trip.
Yeah, he'll tell me that. He's like, you need to get a trip. Let's see, one piece of advice you would give that you've learned to help others. I would say take a risk. I mean, I totally took a risk going out to Germany. I don't know, don't end up on Taken or something, but...
What I do have are a very particular set of skills.
That's a good piece of advice I'd give.
I don't know. I'm not good in advice.
And advices?
Advices?
Advice?
Advice?
Oh, your Nespresso's on its way already.
Get an espresso machine. That's a good one.
Same question. Okay, I accidentally swiped in the wrong direction and I was playing with Photoshop the other day and I did my husband as a naked cat. I don't know if you guys, I don't know, I'll Photoshop, if you can't see it, I'll put the picture into the video. How does the travel aspect affect your relationship, if at all? I think for starters is I definitely travel more than he does, but he travels sometimes too for tattoo conventions.
No,
Definitely.
I'm gonna travel a lot more.
Definitely a lot more when we get to Texas. Yeah. Right now it's just too hard because we don't really have a lot of family and friends in Charlotte, so we don't really have anybody to watch our dog. Definitely when we get to Texas, it'll be both of us traveling. I don't feel like we know any different in our relationship though, because I was a flight attendant, or I went to training right when we met. Originally, like when I was regional, in the immigration process, he wasn't allowed to work and he wasn't allowed to leave the country. So for the first part, he was traveling with me.
Nope.
So we weren't spending that much time apart. Now it's different. How do y'all keep it fresh and spicy?
I don't know, you're pretty annoying. So every day you're not annoying.
Every day I'm not
Yeah.
annoying. It's fresh and spicy. I think it just comes down to chemistry. Either it's you're gonna make it an adventure and it's gonna be fun and fresh and spicy, or it's not. How is the FA life interferes in your marriage? I think it interferes not necessarily in our marriage, but in our plans a lot. Because if I have to go work or we have to figure out our schedules and how we're gonna make things work, I mean, obviously that can be stressful in a marriage, trying to get everything situated, but...
Just in a moment, like one car breaks down or something.
Yeah. First off, his truck had to stay in Germany for almost a year because it was worth more in Germany. So instead of importing it over, we had to work on selling it. So for the first year or so, we were sharing a vehicle, and the vehicle had its moments where it just was a mess. So trying to share a vehicle while I'm traveling with life, and then when he started working, that was stressful.
But I think that's in every job.
All right, how long have you been married?
I don't know.
How long have we been married?
2 years maybe?
Almost 2 years. It'll be 2 years in November. He can't remember our anniversary last year. It was it's Veterans Day, I believe. It was Veterans Day, and I texted him and said happy 11/11, like for Veterans Day, and he showed up with roses and donuts thinking it was our anniversary. All right, what's your favorite part about being married? I think watching us grow.
You stopped growing with 6 probably.
Not as in height, it's so rude. Sometimes you have your highs, sometimes you have your lows, your ups, your downs, your fun stuff, your bull. So I think seeing, like when I look back even just a year ago, where we were at compared to where we are now.
No, that's pretty dope.
It's pretty cool.
Pretty cool.
What's your favorite part about being married?
Having 2 trucks, it's pretty nice. I don't know, I don't think there's a big difference between marriage and just dating. It's the same.
We also got married fairly quickly.
No, that's maybe good.
Yeah. Obviously marriage and relationships aren't sunshine and daisies all the time. Oh, that wasn't the question. Have you ever wanted to call it quits because things got hard? Obviously, marriage and relationships aren't sunshine and daisies all the time.
You never packed your bag.
I've never packed a bag and been like, I'm leaving.
I am leaving, and you can't stop me. I'm packing my bags.
Because you want the house.
The house?
Yeah.
I want the dog.
At the house, so I have to go.
No, the answer is no. How do you balance the time you spend apart with your job and remain each other's priority? I think even with my job, we still spend a fair amount of time together, especially since I don't really have friends in Charlotte. Pretty much if I'm not flying, I'm at home. Balancing the schedules can be tough, especially on my part, but I feel like I'm with him a lot. Did you have tattoos before meeting/marrying a tattoo artist? Did he do all of yours?
No.
I had all but one tattoo before I met him. In fact, he even sent me this meme the other day and it said, if you never want to get tattoos again, marry a tattoo artist. And that's so true. It's so true. I was getting way more tattoos and now I've gotten one in the last 2.5 years.
2.5?
2.5 years? Probably more than that. 3 years? He's only done one. He's only done this one. Did he get you into tattoos? No. Not a marriage question, but how did you know you wanted to be a flight attendant? For me, I've just like never been good at sitting still or being in the same place all the time. I've always loved to travel. I've always thought it was fun. And then when I was trying to transition out of bartending, it just felt like that was a good way to go. For your hubby, as an American who lives in Germany and can't figure out why he ever left Germany, or can't figure out why he ever left LOL. So why did you leave Germany?
Germany is super boring. I don't know. I can't understand why Americans wants to move to Germany. That makes no sense to me.
Well, I mean, if they're actually living at the military base.
Yeah, if you're in the military and you have still American benefits, then it makes sense for me. Otherwise, you're happy to pay so much taxes and have so much rules and have to follow so much crap.
Well, I thought about moving to Germany. For him, it wasn't really an option.
No, I would probably say the grass is always greener on the other side.
Oh, 100%. Where do you guys really want to travel together? Ireland. Ireland's a big one. Hawaii, we wanted to go. We wanted to go for our honeymoon, but at the time, we didn't have the money to do it, and it was not gonna happen. And then we never did our honeymoon. Like to do Ireland.
We couldn't do it, but it would be pretty poor.
Yeah.
You know why?
Yeah, we were struggling. How did you both start your fitness journey?
I don't know, it was always a part of my life. I was always active as a kid already. I mean, I'm not a couch potato.
I did sports through high school, but I was always like chubby. And then in college, my sport basically became partying. And then I feel like I transitioned from chubby to overweight. Was like, what am I doing? And then I slowly got into lifting in the gym and then bodybuilding. I don't know, I took it and ran with it. Common marriage myths.
What?
A common marriage myth. So something that people say about marriage that's like not true. That everything has to be 50-50. Because there are times where like he's busy and then I've got to step up and do more than half, and then there's other times where I'm busy and he's got to step up and do more than half. It's never 50-50. It's like you just both put in effort. So I think the 50-50 thing is crap. Don't do that. Don't start tallying how many times someone did the dishes or how many times somebody did whatever. It's never gonna come out an eye for an eye. Who cooks and who cleans more? We both cook, we both clean. I would say he probably cooks more now and I probably clean more now, but we both do. You don't think so?
No. There's no 50-50 anymore.
What do you think? Who cooks and who cleans more?
I think I cook more for myself when you're not here.
I said you cooked more?
Yeah, but I think when I'm not there, you just go and buy something.
Well, that wasn't the question. It said
So
who cooks more, who cleans more. I said you cook more and I clean more.
Yeah, but when we're together, I thought that's the question.
When we're together?
Yeah.
When we're together, we're usually both cooking.
Yeah.
I would still think he cooks more.
Yeah.
Because especially like he's right, when he's not here a lot of times, like I might just go pick up food. And if he says he cleans more,
That's definitely true.
And oh my god,
I take care of the back and front yard.
not true. Oh, okay, he does the
the
lawn work. He does the lawn work. I do not do the lawn work. I don't even know how to start the lawnmower. I definitely clean more inside the house.
No. I just cleaned it 2 days ago.
No.
The house.
He had to clean because he had a friend over and I said he had to clean. I definitely clean more and he cooks more.
Yeah.
What is your personality character that completes his personality and vice versa? I think sometimes I can get pretty serious and pretty like like focused and into stuff, and I think he does a really good job of keeping things lighthearted and funny and humorous. So even sometimes when I'm just having just a real bad day, he'll be such a goofball. What's something about my personality that just completes you?
It's difficult. I'm so perfect. You pay the bills.
Not as in I pay the bills financially. I do like scheduling, the paperwork, yeah.
Yeah, I'm really bad at paperwork.
Yeah,
I'm
so
the baddest in paperwork.
I take care of all that kind of stuff. Yeah, that's true. How did you know he was the one? I don't think that there was like just like this exact moment where I was like, this is it. I really think it just came down to chemistry. Like we vibe well together. Not to say that we don't fight, but we get along really well. We balance each other really good. We have like a good system.
I don't think the whole marriage thing is so serious, like what people think, like they have to be like that moment.
No.
And all that weird magic.
I mean,
stuff.
if you think like the love that you have is just perfect and whatever, you're gonna be real disappointed in a few years. I mean,
when you spend a bunch of money for a wedding
to impress
just
other
people
people,
get fat and drunk.
Yeah, and then you're gonna be really depressed when your fairy tale ends up not with your happy ending. I think it really just comes down to like how you get along together. Can you communicate? Can you do life together? Do you have the same goals in mind? Are you working with each other? That kind of stuff. So I don't think there was like a, this is it. I don't know. It's just, I felt like it's my person. How well does he adjust to your work schedule? Fairly well. I think right now is a little bit difficult because I'm still a junior. So trying to hold days off that I need off are a little hard. So it's not even just an adjustment for him. I think it's an adjustment for both of us, trying to get our schedules to like coincide together. I mean, for the most part, we do what we have to do to get it done.
It's just tough when I have conventions or something going on, or want to do a guest spot. It's like not good.
That's what sucks, is when I have to try and work my schedule around his conventions or vice versa, because his conventions have to be planned in advance and I don't know my schedule until like half the month before. That's hard. How did he pop the question?
You never popped the question.
There was no pop-up question.
No.
I think it was just like, I don't know, we had some conversations and that's just where it led. I don't think there was no big proposal.
No.
Sorry to disappoint.
We don't have fairy tale stuff going on. It's just like, all right.
Yeah. How long were you together before he proposed? So again, there's no big proposal, but we got married within 6 months, but here we are 2 years later. Where did he propose? Nowhere. So what is your biggest marriage challenge that you'd be open to and comfortable sharing? For me, it's balancing schedules. It's trying to balance my flight attendant job with my YouTube and editing and interacting with you guys. Like that takes up a lot of time. On top of, I just started a second company, which I'll be explaining to you guys later on down the road. So I just started that. On top of trying to spend time with him and my dog. Trying to balance and do the whole juggling act, I think can be a struggle sometimes, because sometimes he has to come and tell me, he's like, you're on your computer way too much. And of course I'm like all up in arms, but I mean, it's true.
Me?
Yeah, what's your biggest marriage struggle?
Getting along with you a week around your parade.
Oh,
That's
really,
the biggest challenge.
I get really mean. I get really bad. It's just the week that it's like, I can't be around. All right, what's your favorite thing about German culture and what's his favorite thing about American culture? My favorite thing about German culture, I guess 2 things. I absolutely adore his family, so just being around his family when I'm out there is amazing. Even though like they don't really speak much English at all, it's really fun. They're just so loving. But German culture itself, the food is good. Hearty.
Hearty?
Meaty, like hearty, like meat and potatoes, no veggies.
That's good.
What's your favorite thing about American culture?
I like big trucks. I like the food. I like a lot here. I don't know. I like the nature, that everything is wide and big and you have your space. People are a lot more open. German people are a little bit like...
Yeah, it's weird if like you start talking to a stranger in Germany and here it's completely normal, especially in the South.
No, it took me a long time first in Texas to get along with, or get used to people just start talking with you random in the gas station or so.
Yeah.
And I thought it's super weird. And then we moved to Charlotte and here's so many people from New York and they don't do this. And now I feel like, that's weird.
Yeah.
I want to go back.
Do you like the alone time away being a flight attendant? I do sometimes. Well, I wouldn't say sometimes. I do. I think it's kind of nice because it gives us a little bit of space. If I wasn't flying or if I wasn't gone, I would be with him 24/7, and I don't think that's ever healthy to be with somebody all the time. I think a little bit of space is good.
Yeah.
Gives him time to hang with friends or do what he wants to or chill, and same with me.
What friends?
Bubba?
Yeah.
Have some main time. Favorite quality characteristic of each other. I like your sense of humor, but I like also his ambition. I would definitely say ambition. He is ambitious, he has goals, we are career minded. We talk multiple times every single day about goals and plans and whatever.
Yeah, I guess I like the same.
The same.
Probably the same.
We're very like-minded about that kind of stuff.
Different in other stuff.
Yes.
But
we have very different hobbies and things that we like and stuff, but that's one thing that we definitely...
TV shows. You watch such a crap.
I love like the murder mystery stuff. I love all sorts of stuff. Pet peeve.
What is this?
Things that annoy you.
Oh, that's a lot.
Yeah, where do I begin? When I'm trying to get stuff done and he will not be serious about stuff sometimes. I'm like, I need you to focus.
Focus!
Come in. I think a pet peeve that shouldn't be a pet peeve, but it's a pet peeve of mine, is sometimes like, because of the language barrier with English not being his first language, it leads me to have to do all of the paperwork and all of that stuff and calling with customer service and things like that that you really don't think about in a normal relationship. I have to take care of all of it. So like, it's not necessarily a pet peeve against him as much as that's a pet peeve of our situation, that it sucks like all that grunt work. I have to take care of
But I do a lot now.
He's done a lot better, a lot better. He'll like actually make phone calls and things, and so that's cool. That's cool. What's some of your pet peeves?
Even she's wrong, I have to come back and say, hey, babe, sorry.
I'm very stubborn. Biggest accomplishments. We have so many. About 2 years ago, we were newlyweds, just got married, had to live with my parents. We both had a really good savings, but I think we underestimated how much the immigration process and the lawyer and just life in general is gonna cost us, especially because we were staying at, yeah, he wasn't allowed to work for a year.
9 months, but.
Yeah, we blew through our savings. So even though it was good, it went quick. So we had next to no money. We're living off my regional salary at my parents' house as newlyweds and sharing a vehicle and trying to go through the immigration process to now we live, I would say, a very comfortable life.
But this was actually good because we learned to save money and don't spend it on every crap.
That's probably a common marriage myth, that the first year is your best year. Because I think our first year, not to say it wasn't one of our, like, I mean, we had to. Not to say it wasn't. We went through some stuff that first year. We're doing all right. We're both building our own companies. Between the two of us, we have 3 LLCs now and my flight attendant stuff. Will we get more vlogs of the two of you? Yes, you'll get more vlogs of the two of us, for sure. Tips on how to maintain good communication when traveling a lot for work.
FaceTime or not?
Yeah, we FaceTime, but yeah. I laughed because I'm actually not a good communicator when I'm traveling.
Not at all.
I hate texting. I hate it. I'm so bad at it. I'll read the message and forget to respond. But we FaceTime every day that I'm gone.
I actually text less and FaceTime less when I'm gone.
Yes.
When I'm gone, I'm on expos, and then I have like 10 hours on a day people talking to me. I don't have time to.
Oh, that's it.
That's
Woohoo!
it.
That is it. We are done. A lot of the questions were the exact same. I hope you guys got a good feel of our relationship and all of the dysfunction that is the two of us. Please give this video a thumbs up if you like videos like this, and please subscribe to my channel if you have not already. Thank you so much for joining, and have a good one, y'all. Bye.